Imagine one small blister on your foot, turning into a wound that never heals, infecting the bone until your only option is amputation. Now imagine that wound growing silently. This isn't a horror story, it's the harsh reality for millions living with diabetes. And most importantly, how to protect your feet before it's too late. In today's video, we're talking about the deadly danger of diabetic foot ulcers. What causes them? How to recognize the early warning signs. Welcome back to BeFitest, your trusted place for science-backed health content. If you or someone you love is living with diabetes, you need to understand this often overlooked complication. Foot ulcers are responsible for 85% of diabetes-related amputations. Let's break it down. What is a diabetic foot ulcer? A diabetic foot ulcer is an open wound or sore, usually found at the bottom of the foot. Diabetic foot ulcers can become infected, reach the bone, and lead to gangrene. That doesn't heal properly due to complications from diabetes. It often starts small, maybe a cut, a blister, or even just a patch of dry skin. But because of poor circulation and nerve damage, that small wound can go unnoticed and then spiral out of control. The danger? At that point, the only option might be surgery or amputation. That means you can walk on a wound without realizing it, making it harder for your body to fight off infections. Why do diabetics get foot ulcers? There are three main reasons. Neuropathy, especially in the lower legs. Even a small injury can turn into a big medical emergency. Less blood means slower healing and a greater risk of infection. Over time, high blood sugar damages nerves in the feet. You stop feeling pain, heat, or pressure. Poor circulation. Diabetes narrows the blood vessels, so it's important to check your feet daily. Immune system weakness. High blood sugar also impairs the immune system. The result? Early warning signs. Don't ignore these. Most diabetic foot ulcers start painlessly. Here are the red flags: unusual swelling, redness or warmth, dry, cracked skin, calluses that build up, discharge or odor, a black or dark spot on the sole. Look for blisters, cuts, swelling, or redness. Any wound that lasts longer than 2 weeks. Remember, pain is not always present, especially in neuropathic feet. That's why visual inspection is critical. What happens if it's ignored? If untreated, the wound becomes infected. Infection can spread to the deeper tissues, tendons, and even bone. At this point, antibiotics alone won't help. Doctors may have to remove the infected part to save your life. Sadly, every 30 seconds, somewhere in the world, someone loses a limb due to diabetes. Most of these amputations could have been prevented with early care. How to prevent diabetic foot ulcers? Prevention is not complicated, but it requires consistency. Check your feet daily, use a mirror, or ask a family member. Control blood sugar. Keeping your glucose levels within target range helps protect nerves and circulation. Trim nails carefully. Avoid cutting too deep or creating sharp edges. Always use clean clippers. Moisturize, but avoid between toes. Dry skin cracks easily. But don't moisturize between the toes. It can trap moisture and cause infection. Never walk barefoot, even at home. Always wear clean, well-fitting shoes and socks. Schedule regular foot exams. A podiatrist can detect problems before you notice them. Treatment options. Caught early, diabetic foot ulcers are treatable. Debridement, removing dead tissue from the wound. Special dressings, medicated and moisture balanced to speed healing. Offloading devices, special boots or shoes to take pressure off the wound. Someone in your life might be at risk, and this information could save their limb or even their life. Antibiotics for infected wounds. Surgery only if infection spreads or healing fails. Advanced treatments may include hyperbaric oxygen therapy, skin grafts, or even stem cell therapy in certain cases. Real-life impact. Meet Rafiq, a 58-year-old diabetic man from Bangladesh. He ignored a small wound on his toe. By the time he visited the doctor, it was too late. The infection had spread to his foot bone. Despite efforts, his leg had to be amputated below the knee. He now uses a prosthetic leg but wishes he'd known earlier how dangerous a small wound could be. Let his story be your warning. A diabetic foot ulcer is not just a wound. It's a signal your body is in crisis. But with daily care, good sugar control, and awareness, you can prevent this life-altering complication. Check your feet today before it's too late. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Stay safe, stay informed. This is BeFitest.